Hello, guys. Right now, here I am with the usual English speaking session. Right now, we are going to delve into a very necessary topic, the need of the hour, the importance of considering or conservation of animals, or we can say protecting animals. I have a few points here to discuss. So, first of all, I would like to ask, do you love animals? Can you give a rating from scaling from 1 to 10? How much do you love animals? Do you love animals as you love humans? Or do you love animals only pets? Or do you love wild animals? I hope your answers might be different. You all have different perspectives on that. But the thing is that, do you love oxygen? It is a necessity of human being. For any person who would like to live here in earth, it is necessary for him to breathe. So oxygen is necessary. Like that way, animals are also necessary for our peaceful living. Yeah, there are some instances whether when some animals attack humans. Apart from that, do you know what's the importance of animals? It is very clear that animals play a vital role in conserving nature, the ecosystem balance or the food web balance that the wild animals are dealing. They are killing some of the animals which cause very bad effects to human beings, to the living habitat of humans. Like when a cat catches a rat and eats it or kills it, here a food web activity or food web equilibrium happens. If rats gets very high in number of the reproduction of rat gets inclined, it will be very bad for us, right? It will cause unease life to us. And there are some animals, if they die, if even if they die, it it gives the soil a better nature for the other plants or other trees to grow. From the decayed metals or decayed materials in the parts of animals, the soils get benefits. So there are some benefits. Okay. Then nowadays we can see there are certain threats to the wildlife. Sometimes it's our greed or it's our extravagance that causes this. We know habitat destruction like forest deforestation and you know engaging in um killing activities, okay, of if once the outbreak of Nipah might have caused by the destruction of some of the habitats of bats. It was then the researchers or the browsers or the people who study on that area discussed that it was the engagement of animals or engagement of bats or activities of bats in natural human habitats that brought Nipah to human beings. So there is a chance for that. There are certain viruses or certain things or living beings that that depend upon animals, which will be harmful for humans. But not everything is harmful, but there are some. So it might be the thing that existed in a bat or a group of bats or a community of bats that came to a human habitat after the destruction of their habitats might have caused Nipah. Like that, natural animal habitat destruction causes a very impactful or very influential thing to human beings. We also see the climate change here in Kerala. We could not predict or we could not expect when will be the rain, when will be the hurricane, when will be the uh, what we can say the temperature rise or um, global warming, everything. The climate change also affects animals as it affects human beings. So they are even the things that affect human beings also affect animals. We have to know that the things that affect Animals also affect humans. So, but and the pollutions that we cause, mostly the pollutions that we cause, animals will not animals will not produce any pollution. It's humans, because animals are natural beings. There are no animals which we create through genetics, that that the naturally created animals that create uh, any pollutions. Sometimes there are insect pollution, but it will be naturally come to equilibrium when the other animals try to eat or try to control the food web. So that's it. And poaching, animal poaching is very 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 frequent, or very transparent nowadays, but it should be stopped. And there are certain endangered species like dodo bird, which was very prominent or very prevalent then in the ancient, or in the times of 1800s, and now it is not. What's the reason? It's because dodo birds have to eat a certain plant or certain fruit from a certain tree, and they will poop, or they will excrete the excretion, including the seed of these birds of this tree. And thus, with the mixing of the excretion of dodo bird and this dodo tree, the tree gets grown. Because of the destruction of these dodo trees, the habitats of, or the living livelihood, or what we can say, what they depend upon, what the dodos depend upon, got destroyed. So it got extinct. Same as the pandas, same as the goats, that high horned goats, nilgiris star, somewhat like that. And we are seeing very great cruelties to animals right now. We can see sometimes animals are being used for festivals, sometimes animals are being for pulling trees, pulling carts, etc. But there are certain limits for that. Of course, it can be, animals can be used for benefits, but it should not be a harm for them. It should not be a harm for them. It's us and animals, only through mutual coexistence, that we can live here peacefully. And there are certain legislations or policies against animal abuse or animal exploitation. But taking all these things to the point, we have to understand that it's our responsibility to make the society better. Making the society better, what I mean is, we have to take care of the welfare of animals too, because they are also a being. There is a there is a there is a work, or a literature piece by Vaika Muhammad Bashir, because and it says, എല്ലാവരുടെയും ലോകം, the world of everything, the world of everyone. And this everyone, there is a specific quote in that sayings. I can't really remember that, but there is a certain quote in that the world, or the earth is owned by everyone. Earth is for everyone, not for human beings, not for animals only, not for but for all. So there are the regulations, or the legislation should be made with proper research and proper analysis, so that it will, so that we can coexist. We can use animals, but there is a certain extent for that. And it's our responsibility, because it's us human beings who are trying to destroy natural habitats, so animal habitats. So it's our responsibility to restore them and protect the prevailing natural habitats. Okay. And there are certain individual responsibilities for every individual. If we see an animal suffer, it's our responsibility as a moral being to help it, to to make a better living for that, or to make a better uh, way for its survival, or it for to stop its suffering. So that's all for today. It's 9 minutes. So please do share your comments on that. Bye.